my noble band of outlaws, Outlaw Samurai, coming at you live with a video. Well, if you're experiencing a bit of a drop in video quality, it's because I am currently using my laptop webcam setup, which gives me better volume, but I have to cut the video quality a bit because it's a like $30 webcam. In any case, today we have the SOG Python Strike Gladius machete for review. Well, not review, but cutting session. Yes, the weather, albeit a bit windy, has cooperated with me to the point where I can get out here and do some cutting. If you're wondering why I am currently being so cautious of where I step, it's because all the snow that has melted has basically turned my backyard into a swampland. And you're probably wondering, Outlaw, you're going to be cutting water bottles, so isn't it going to make the problem worse? Probably. Now, I suppose you could say due to my chronic fits of laziness, I haven't really stockpiled that many targets over the course of winter. I know, for shame, Outlaw, you need to be better at this. But I did pick up some quick little cutting targets from the Dollar General, and before anyone says, well, Outlaw, that's purified drinking water, why would you waste it? It's like, water's water, right? As long as it's clean, I'll drink it. I drink tap water, I drink rainwater, I drink river water, I drink bottled water, and yes, I have drank from rivers and streams before, because I'm backwoods hick like that. Now, on to the actual cutting. This is the sharpened edge. And I know the difference between the sharpened and the non-sharpened is because the SOG logo facing my knuckles means that I'm using the edge that I sharpened myself. With the 420 China decal facing my knuckles is factory. So, we'll start with factory edge. 3, 2. I should probably also mention that I'm going to attempt to be striking in the 3 zones to which I feel would be the most effective at cutting. Down towards the belly, right here at this little secondary tip area, and then in between the blade swell and the tip. So let's start with down here. Bad. I think I got a little high there. Also, yes, I blinked. Alright, that was a little bit closer to my target strike zone. Now for this tip swell area. Not bad. Now this swelled area right here, in between where the bulk of the blade is and the tip begins to taper out, this area, if it's aggressive enough, will sometimes act like a bird's beak. And what I mean by that is it will pierce into the bottle, and as it pierces into the bottle is then pushed into the corresponding edges, effectively allowing you to, in theory, cut with two blades at once. At least that's my understanding. Now we'll try with the very tip of the blade. Try another tip cut. Oh, that's interesting. Alright. So that even up here in the tip area, it cuts well. And that is because this tip acts similar to that of a kisaki on a Japanese sword. And what I mean by that is you have so much blade in between the apex of the tip and where the tip begins. Usually on most swords with a tip this aggressively acute, by the time you get to the termination of where the blade ends and the tip begins, there's not enough edge there to do a really precise cut. In those instances, you have to strike lower down. Think of like a Type 18C for those of you in the HEMA community. You guys don't strike really high up on the blade. And lastly, a static. Now that was just beautiful. Victory drink. Now for the edge I sharpen. Not bad. Again. Victory sip. Gotta remember my microphone's there. Now let's see about getting a bit closer to this tip termination. Alright. Wind's picked up a little bit. Good thing I have wind canceling muffy thing on here. Now for the very tip region. Gladius, we have to test stabability. Ooh, that was satisfying. That too. Okay. Let's see what targets I do have in the old outlaw wagon that haven't bursted from being outside all winter. Powerade. Wait, no. Root beer. We have to go up gradually with this. So again, my edge. Not bad. Now the Powerade. Very clean cut. I don't feel any significant dulling. Of course, my hands are also a little bit numb at the moment. And if you're wondering about that sprinkling sound, my uncle's in the background dumping out some old soup that we left sitting out all night. This is a very sensitive camera. I mean, yeah. Overall, how do I think this did? Well, we've still yet to try some more interesting cuts. I'm going to be quite honest, I did not expect that to work. My initial thought was this is going to bounce and then be sent flying off in that general direction. Okay. So if I had to venture a guess on why that reverse edge cut worked as well as it did, I want to say that the cut either started right here in the belly or it started right here at the tip and it just simultaneously cut on both sides. Of course, you know we can't just leave it at one. We gotta test less advantageous angles. Well, it cut into it. Again, it cut into it. It came in and then just scooped its way out of this one. swampiness of this ground does not make cutting easier. There we go. I think that's the first time in a while I was able to do a cut like that. But can this blade do what many other blades have failed to do? And that is cut directly in half. So see if I'm able to find solid footing. Not bad. It can even do flick cuts. Yep. So far, this thing's performing all right. There's a failure. Tip is not very sturdy. It can be bended back just fine. And it does have some good stabbing ability, but at the moment my lapel is kind of not good at the moment. Bob is kind of still sleeping off his New Year's hangover. But so far this has been a very surprisingly nice cutting blade. Now naturally you'll have to wait for the review for my final thoughts, because there's a couple of things that I feel like I should mention about this. A couple of little caveats that may or may not dissuade the purchasing of this. So until next time, I know Band of Outlaws, all that stuff, right? Tells all y'all be crazy rednecks, be safe, use your weapons. I'm out. Peace.